Good morning, children. Welcome to social class. Today I am going to complete this lesson on which we am discussing from the first three periods. So we know that I'm going to discuss a lesson about national liberation movements in the colonies. In one Zoom section and one video section, I covered about a Chinese national liberation movement and what are the famous movements and what are the parties who worked for the development of liberation movement in the region of China. And I also covered one more lesson in the Zoom section about liberation movements in the region of Vietnam. Even in the region of Vietnam is also, we learned that how the French, they made a colony of Vietnam, and how the Vietnam divided into two, and who are the persons was playing crucial role for bringing that independence of Vietnam. Finally, and how the USA was involved in the matter of Vietnam, that's in the matter of South Vietnam. Finally, how the people of USA own people, they became against to the administrators of the USA. Now come to that third and the final national liberation movement in the country of Nigeria. First, you should be know that where is Nigeria, in which continent this Nigeria found, and what are the specialty of Nigeria. Nigeria's capital is Abuja. So Abuja is the capital of Nigeria. Then come to that, till that we learn about Asian countries. One is China, one is about Vietnam. The both countries found in the region of Asia only. And now we are shifting that liberation movement in the region of Africa. So this Nigeria found in the region of western side of Africa, that is west coast of African side. And one more thing is, what is the country and where this one we can find it. If you observe the African map, western side, there we have the countries like Niger, Chad, and also called as Nigeria, and Gold Coast, Ghana, Togoland. These are some different type of countries that you can find in the region of western side. So this side, this one you can say that the coastal side of western side of Africa, in the coast we found this Nigeria. Then if you have a doubt, you can check this world map also. And if you see that the nation state, that is called as nationalism, is new for the continents of Africa, because African people, they don't have that much of interest and they don't have that much of qualities to fight for independence, because all the African countries, they have that very less educated and they are not good in the education also. But you can say that nation state is new for the African countries, and so they don't have that unity also. Just they have the unity, that is tribal unity. So they are saying that if they belong to that one country, if they have that in same tribe, so they will think about that. Otherwise, they never think about the other countries also. Countries like European countries, like in England, that is British Empire, they gone to that Nigeria and they united the people of Nigeria, that is a people those who are staying either for the both side of Niger River, because from the Nigeria the Niger River is going. So the people those who are staying that northern side of Niger and southern side of Niger, so both together they united and they formed the country name is called as Nigeria. And this is the map of physical map of Nigeria. If you observe that map of Nigeria, there are three different communities that you can find in the region of Nigeria. The people, those who are staying in the region of northern side of Nigeria, they're called as Hausa and Fulani. The group of that you can say that Hausa and Fulani, these are the people are Muslim community. So if you observe the physical map of Nigeria, and the British, they divided that people based upon their availability and staying in the areas. So they united the people of Nigeria, those who were staying near of Niger River, that together they made it to the Nigeria country. And if you see the map of Nigeria, that northern side of Nigeria, the people are living that Hausa and Fulani people, and in this one maximum are Muslims communities only. And if you come to the south, in the region of southwest, in the region of southeast, so in the region of southwestern side, the community name is called as Yoruba community. Yoruba is a one type of tribal community. They are living in the region of southwestern side, and in the region of southeastern side, there is a called as Igbo or Ibu tribe. Igbo or Ibu is a tribe that is living in the region of southeastern side of Africa. So in the northern side, Muslims are majority, and the southern side, Christians was the majority. So that is the difference between northern and southern side of Nigeria. In the region of northern side, maximum people are Muslims. In the region of southern side, maximum people are Christians. So one more time, in the region of northern side of Nigeria, people are living by Hausa and Fulani, and southwestern side, Yoruba community, southeastern side, Igbo or Ibu community. These are some different type of people are living there. In the region of northern side, maximum are Muslims. In the region of southern side, maximum are Christians. So because of the Christian missionaries and because of Christian missionary schools, southern side people, they have that education compared with the northern side. So in the region of Nigeria, southern side areas was educated compared with the northern side of areas, and southern side was somewhat more modern and compared with the northern side. Even that people of Europe, they always trying to get that influence on these areas. If you observe that what the position of Nigeria in 16th century, in the region of 16th century, Nigeria is a one country. The people of America, that you can say that Americans was using this Nigerian country just for the purpose of slave trade only. What is meant by slave trade? There are some of the Europeans in 16th century, they will capture that some Africans from the forest of Nigeria. They will take these other people into the America and they will sell it. So that you can say the slave trade. So still 16th century, this Nigeria was using as a one of the country of slave trade country. Later, this Nigerian country was changed with the agricultural product country. So there are some of the different type of products is going to produce that, because till 16th century, this country, the Nigeria, was using by the slave trade, because Europeans, they're going to catch that Africans, that's Nigerians from the forest, and they will sell to the Americans. After this trade was banned in the region of world, when the trade was banned, there are some different type of other products are going to be very valuable in the region of Nigeria. One is called as cocoa. We know that cocoa is a one that is available more in the region of Nigeria. By using this cocoa, we will prepare the chocolates. So the cocoa is one that is going to produce in the region of Nigeria. And one more, you can say that palm oil. So palm oil is also one, the important palm oil, the seeds, and that is also developed in the region of Nigeria. So once the slave trade was ended, the British was concentrated on Nigeria for the purpose of cocoa and also the palm oil business. So from the time from 1861 onwards, they taken a place name is called as Lagos, and this place that is one of the important place in the region of Nigeria, and they will make this place as a headquarters. From this headquarters, they are starting the business of cocoa and also the palm oil from the region of British. And when this is going to be doing in the region of Nigeria by the British, and the people of Nigeria, they are trying for Pan-Africanism and also called as Nigerian nationalism. What is meant by Pan-Africanism? Pan-Africanism means uniting all the Africans. Uniting all the Africans are called as Pan-Africanism, and this is a Pan-Africanism is developed by Kwame Nkrumah, is from Ghana country. So what is meant by Pan-Africanism? Pan-Africanism means uniting all the Africans together and make them to walk on one path. One path means one way. It's called as Pan-Africanism. And this movement was developed by Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah is a one, they can say that Kwame Nkrumah is a one person, is from Ghana. Ghana is a African country. From there, they are trying for uniting all the Africans on one path. That is a system of Pan-Africanism. So the people of Nigeria also they are trying for Nigerian nationalism. It means uniting all the Nigerians or uniting all the Nigerians on one path is called as Nigerian nationalism. For these two systems, they are trying for developing all the people of Nigeria. Okay. So for this reason, the people of Africa, they are working on that Pan-Africanism and also that Pan-nationalism, otherwise called as Pan-Nigerian nationalism. So when this one started, in 20th century, the Nigeria is ruled by British and there is a racism was developed. It means all the white collar jobs and all important jobs was given only to the white people, not for the people of black and not for the people of Nigerians in the region of Nigeria. So in the region of Nigeria only, they are white people that the Britishers are not giving all the important posts and they're giving only to the people of those who are well educated for the Europeans. So by seeing this, the people of Nigeria, they got angry. So that you can say that they are decided to fight against of the racism. So this is a system this against of very popular in the region of South Nigeria, because in the region of South Nigeria almost all the people are Christians and they are educated and they are somewhat modern, so they understand the position and how they are cheating the public. When this one is happened, so British was decided if all the people are united, they cannot give a chance for ruling the country of British. So they decided, British was made that divide and rule policy. With this divide and rule policy, they divided that southeast and also that southwest. They are creating that competition between the people of two. That you can know that they're trying for uniting, we can say that Nigerian, Pan-Nigerian nationalism and also the Pan-Africanism. All the people of Africa, they decided to be unite each other. If all are united, so British cannot be maintain the government. So this region, British decided go with the policy of divide and rule policy. So they are creating a competition between the southeast and also the southwest people. That is, we know that Igbo and also Yoruba community. When this competition was happen, and they are going to be dominate on all the sections of the people, even that northern side also Hausa Fulani. So this small Nigerian country divided based upon the race. So the British was got success to to dividing the country. At this time, in the region of southern side, there are some of the people that you can say that African Western influencing personalities. Name is called as Herbert Macaulay. Macaulay founded a one party that you can say that NNDP, so Nigerian National Democratic Party. This party was formed at the time of 1923, and this NNDP. So try to understand that for controlling the British, people of Africa, Nigerian people of a Nigerian person, name is called as Herbert Macaulay. He founded one party. The party name is called as NNDP, otherwise called as Nigerian National Democratic Party. This party was formed by this Macaulay in 1923. So almost in every elections, 23 elections and 1928 elections, even in 1933 elections, in almost all the elections, this Herbert Macaulay party, they formed that and they are going to be a success to the ruling the country. Unfortunately, in 1930, this Macaulay encouraged that terrorist activities to fight against of the British government. So in 1930, Herbert Macaulay encouraged that terrorist activities to fight against of the British. For this, he got the bad name, and instead of Herbert Macaulay NNDP party, the new party was developed, that is NYM. So which party was developed? NYM was developed. NYM is Nigerian Youth Movement. So this is a new party was developed, and this party is leading by Nnamdi Azikiwe. So Nnamdi Azikiwe. So one more time, Herbert Macaulay was formed the party, that is NNDP, in 1923, Nigerian National Democratic Party, and this party formed the government more than 3 times, 23, 28, even in 33. Unfortunately, in 1930, he encouraged the terrorist activities to fight against of the British government. So he lost the government in 1933. At the time, there is a new party was developed, that is NYM, and this NYM means Nigerian Youth Movement, and later this NYM and NNDP and NYM, they formed together for independence of Nigeria. Later this one is formed like a NCNC. So this NNDP party and NYM party, they formed together, and that one you can say that NCNC, Nigerian Council for Nigeria and Cameroon. You can say that National Council for Nigeria and Cameroon. So what is NCNC? National Council for Nigeria and Cameroon is a new one was developed, and this one is developed by Nnamdi Azikiwe only. So it means starting this national movement was developed by Herbert Macaulay. Later this responsibility is taken by Nnamdi Azikiwe, and Nnamdi Azikiwe was become the prominent leader. And these are the members, they are trying for the independence of Nigeria, because in the independence of Nigeria, the army and also called as other people, they saying the trade union leaders was very powerful, and they are becoming that popular leaders, and they are going to be active in the independence of Nigeria. After the World War II, these members are very active for independence of Nigeria. Who are the very active? The army and also called as trade union leaders. So these are the members. So what are the main agenda of Nigerian leaders? There are two agendas. One is to expel the British. Is the first agenda of Nigerian people. What is the agenda? To expel the British. And next one is unifying that Nigeria. It means, what is the main agenda of Nigeria? Main agenda was expelling. Expelling means sending British from the Nigeria. First dream of the people of Nigerian people, even the dream of NCNC, that is led by Nnamdi Azikiwe. Next one is unifying the Nigerians. What is meant by unifying? Unifying means to unify the people, three groups of people. One is Hausa, Fulani, Yoruba and Igbo. All are different people. So these all members should be united. That's a dream of the people of that. But even though these members was trying, but they found that some regional level, regional parties. If you observe that, there was one party was formed in the region of Northern state, that you can say that NPC, Northern People's Congress, that is formed in the region of North. You know that North was led by Hausa and Fulani, and NC we know that is developed in the region of Southeast, and AC was developed in the region of Southwest. So they are trying to be unifying the country, but even though there is no much development, and they form that regional level, regional parties also. But if you observe that in the region of northern side of Nigeria, they form the party. The party is called as Northern People's Congress. That is developed in the region of northern side of Nigeria. That is led by Hausa and Fulani group. NCNC, National Council for Nigeria and Cameroon. This one is developed in the region of southeastern side of Nigeria. We know that eastern side of Nigeria can found this Igbo community or Igbo community. An action group that is developed in the region of western side, that is Yoruba community or as Yoruba tribe. So these two areas, southern side, one is NCNC, one is called as action group. So compare with the Nigerian side, south east western side of people was somewhat educated, even compare with the southeastern side of Nigeria. So finally, this is in a position after a long days of struggle with the regional level and the regional parties. Finally, British decided to give independence to the people of Nigeria is in October 1963. So finally, British accepted to give independence because of long struggle made by the people of Nigeria, different group that you can say that NPC, NCNC, action groups, even the soldiers was not accepting the demands of army, even the trade unions was not happy with the people of these all the aspects. Finally, in 1963, October 1st, they decided to give independence to the people of Nigeria. Once if they decided to give independence, and the people is very happy, and there is no success is happened that because there is a civil war was occurred in the region of Nigeria. Civil war means there is for the purpose of formation of government, there is a clash between one party to other party, and they are unable to form the government in the region of Nigeria. So when in 1963, when the British was given the independence, unfortunately no one is formed the government. So there is no democracy was implemented in the region of Nigeria. Once the people is unable to implement the government, then the government is passed into the hands of military government. So people, they decided to fight against the British, and they want the democratic part of government. Unfortunately, the government is passed into the hands of military because there is a civil war was occurred. So the civil war was started because they are unable to form the government with the people representatives. The government is taken by the military leaders. Now these are the military government. They are ruling the government with the whims of their commanders. So what the military head is saying that that should be followed, and everything with the benefit of the military, they are not at all thinking about the public. So because of that, lot of corruption in the military government. So lot of issues. Even that till 1999, there is a elections was happened. Even in the elections also, there is a lot of corruption, lot of problems. The people, rulers are also not satisfied with this government. So what is the one more? So democratic government is implemented in the region of 1999 also, but that is not completely successfully implemented. Even in the 99 government also, there are some of the military officials that are going to be involved. So what is the other issue in the region of Nigeria? Oil and other one is oil, environment and politics. First time in 1950, they discovered that oil in the region of Nigeria. Once the oil was discovered in the region of Nigeria, and there is a Dutch companies are going to be involved in the oil matters. All the Dutch oil companies, they made an agreement with the military rulers, and they are sprinkling that oil. Means they will be drilling the oil from the grounds of Nigeria, and because of that drilling, lot of oil is going to be extracted by the people of companies of Dutch, and with this drilling, only the companies of Dutch and also that military leaders are going to get the benefit. Military leaders are getting the benefit and companies are getting the benefit, but there is a benefit only for few benefit is going to take in the public. But actually the oil can found in the region of Nigeria, and the benefits would given only to the people of Nigeria, but the benefit is given to the military leaders because of the lot of corruption. And even the Dutch companies also, they are drilling that more oil from the lands of Nigeria, and they are not taking care also. Because of that, lot of environmental problems are going to be occurs in the region of Nigeria. Even when they are going to be drill the water, and there are some of the oil can found on the drinking waters. So in the region of Nigeria, when they are going to be open the tap, some of the oil also can found on the tap, on the drinking water also. Even that the groundwater is going to be polluted, even the surface water is going to pollute it. And one of the valuable forest of Nigeria, that is mangrove forest, is also, that you can say that 5 to 10% of mangrove forest are completely affected because of the oil spillage. You see that there was one statement is given in your textbook. Most of the oil wells are owned by these oil corporations and Nigerian oils, and share of the profit is to the military rulers. Common people get very less, and coastal environment was disturbed because of the reckless oil extraction from the foreign oil companies. That is oil spillage from the wells, and majority of ecosystem is going to be affected, and that is calling as 5 to 10% of mangrove forest as affected. Even crops are damaged. Aquaculture, that is chepalu, royalu, this is called as aquaculture, is also affected, and the groundwater is also, soil is also affected. And in the groundwater, frequently they can found the oil. Even that, and the oil is visible in the local bodies of water also. Even in the local areas, the oil can found in the wells, even in the tanks, even in the ponds also. So this is a biggest problem. From the time of 1990 onwards, there are some environmentalists and historians, there are some of the other leaders of the opposition parties. The all members are trying to be end this system. So there was a one person name is called Ken Sharo Wiwa. Is one of the famous environmentalist and also called as human activist. And this person was trying from the long years to end this system. Unfortunately, this system was not ended by the Nigerian military and the Dutch companies. And when this Ken Sharo Wiwa is going to doing this movement, because he's an environmentalist and also called as activist, when he was doing that, he was executed. When he was executed, the people of Nigeria, they all become angry and towards that military and also that government. Finally, after long struggle, they conducted elections in the 1999. Even that till now also, this system is not completely ended. Oil extraction and also called as the oil can found on the groundwater and the contamination of water and contamination of soil. These all are happening, but even though there is no much care was taken in the region of Nigeria. So this is a lesson. Once I'm going to be revised what we learned today. So today we learn about Nigeria. Nigerian is a African country, and in the region of Africa there is a nation state, otherwise called as nationalism, is different because there is no much knowledge you can found in the region of Nigeria, and there is no unity between the one group to other group also. So from the time of long years, because Nigeria is a western side of Africa, and it can found in the region of the coastal it can found in the region of coastal part, that is in the western side of Africa. And that British was showing a lot of interest towards to the Nigerian country. So the region, this European country like England, that's a British only, they are united this Nigerian people by unifying this group of people, those who are staying beside of the Niger river, that is Hausa Fulani can found in the region of northern side, consisting with the Muslims. Southern side of southeastern side, that you can found this Igbo community, and southwestern side, that is Yoruba community of Christians. All are made into the one country, that is Nigeria. And come to that, this Nigeria, at the time of 16th century, this Nigeria is using as a slave trade country. Later, this country was converting into that good agricultural producing country, like a cocoa and palm oil is going to produce. And British was showing interest on these two products. They're also showing interest to make into the converting into the colony. So later, after that, they've given that divide and rule policy after seeing the Pan-Africanism, otherwise called as Pan-Nigerianism, developed by some different type of people like a Kwame Nkrumah. Come to that later, there are some of the people like Herbert Macaulay, Nnamdi Azikiwe. These are the two people was formed some different parties, and they're trying to be unite all the Africans under that one hand. Finally, that they achieved the independence in 1963. But unfortunately, after the achievement of independence, because British decided to give independence to the people of Nigeria in 1963, October 1st. But there was a civil war was occurred because they are unable to form the government. The government was gone to the military leaders. When the government was going to the military leaders, now the position is very bad. And military leaders having some agreement with the Dutch companies. Because of that, they made that lot of oil drilling, and because of that, lot of contamination of groundwater, contamination of soil, and also that contamination of forest. Lot of ecological problems was occurred. And finally, there was a one person name is called as Ken Sharo Wiwa, is a famous environmentalist, and also this person an activist. He tried to be stop for this contamination of this all the Dutch companies. Finally, this person was executed, and there is a lot of movements was led by the people of Africa against of the Ken Sharo Wiwa execution. So this is in your lesson, and if you have any doubt, you can ask and you can clarify in the next Zoom section. Thank you very much.